Welcome back to 180 with Tay. It is the middle of dry January, and I kind of thought I was safe from COVID because of my new and highly improved immune system since I'm not drinking. But I caught it after 2 years of um, not having to deal with it. It finally happened. I am vaccinated, so it wasn't so bad, but that COVID headache was no joke, and it's definitely still lingering a little bit. So I'm still in recovery, but that headache was from another world. So I'm very glad that that's done. But while I was sickly, I did kind of make some comparisons because being sick like that was just like a hangover. And since it's dry January and I'm not having any hangovers, I was a little bit annoyed that I had to be sick because I'm like doing all this work to not feel sick. And then that happened. So I was comparing the two, and I literally even had I had anxiety. It was so weird. I was like doubting all of the hard work I've been doing. I didn't want to clean up. I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to work out. I didn't want to do much of anything, which is just like a hangover. And so that was all just a little bit ironic. I don't know how I got it. It only lasted like 3 days, and it wasn't even like the flu. I just had this massive headache for a while. So that's done. Grateful. Anyways, so I want to lead into today with a new word that I discovered that I just absolutely love. And the word is metanoia. The word metanoia means the journey of changing one's mind, heart, self, or way of life. Okay, so what's really cool about this is that I have a notebook that I started back in October when I started all of this. And literally I have an entry from November 8th. And it literally says, in quotes, or well, not in quotes, but I wrote it, so I'm going to put it in quotes. The truth is, I don't want to stop drinking. And it's only been October, November, December, 3 months since then. And I actually feel totally different than that. And that right there, me even just saying that and feeling that way, is progress, right? So I literally didn't want to stop drinking in October. And here I am in wow, that was about to turn into a weird word. Now here we are in January, and I haven't been drinking. I feel great. I still have about 2 weeks, and then hopefully maybe even after that. But this is progress. So that right there, just seeing that kind of made me feel good and made me realize like I am doing my best, right? So, and like I understand that meaningful, really important change, like it does take time, and bad habits die hard, but hard work does pay off, and practice makes progress, not always perfection. So I think we're doing great. And like I have slowed down my drinking in the past 6 months and stopped in the past month, I have accomplished more in this 6 months than I have in the past 3 years. So that says a lot, and I think it's really, really important to celebrate any strengths. Sometimes you need to put your finger on them and like realize that you are making progress and you're making moves, and that's really, really important. Like, be proud of yourself. I know I am. And like taking time for yourself to improve, even just thinking about it, putting the thought out there, like that's really badass. So from me to the universe, thank you for everything I've done, and thank you for everything to come. So let's get into it. Today, I am going to talk about some articles that I had a friend send me from Psychology Today. I did a little bit of reading, and I did link the articles in the show notes just in case you're curious, as I was. And so the first article was called Drinking Virtuously and Why Do We Drink? So first off, what does virtuously mean? And the easiest way for me to have explained it was it's a good way to show good morals and good behaviors, like manners, basically, right? Being mindful. And when it comes to excessive drinking, that's kind of out of the question, at least for me. So Anyways, regardless, I answered, why do we drink? And for me, just a few reasons was sometimes, mostly all of the time, mostly all of the time, I enjoy who I am when I'm drunk, or not like wasted, but when I'm tipsy, I enjoy who I am. I'm funny, I'm sociable, I'm cute, and blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of how it is for everyone, right? It makes everyone less awkward. So it makes everyone less awkward. And I just kind of like who I am when I'm a little bit more outgoing. And so, also on top of that, every celebration like I've ever known, I've just never known any different, involved alcohol. So celebrations come with alcohol in my book. So, at this point, boredom, like not having anything to do or not knowing what else to do. Like that's just being bored. And mostly since COVID, you just have so much free time. Why not take some shots? Why not drink a beer? Why not hang out with your friends and do nothing and drink? Right? Right. And actually, the article did go on to talk about how there was actually 60% of responders to a specific survey actually said that they did drink. Their drinking increased during COVID, not only from boredom, but also from stress. And I'm sure that can come from many different sides of things: stress from family, stress from work, stress from literally just making it feel like the world is ending because this is all just so crazy. And it just feels like it's never ending, considering it's gone past 2 years at this point. So yeah, that boredom, stress, less awkward, and sometimes in some situations we just don't know any different. Alcohol is just accustomed. So the article did go on to say also that alcohol is actually a good use for celebrations when obviously used in the right ways, and not to drown your sorrows. But obviously life is hard, so sometimes that part gets a little bit difficult and we want to drown our sorrows in alcohol. So it's just, everything is situation based, and I do like that the article confirmed that some of the reasons I drink are totally normal. It's always kind of nice to hear that you're not alone and that the reasons that you're doing things it's not just you. There's tons of other people in the world that are also having these hot thoughts, having these feelings, and, drinking it away. Drinking the thoughts, the feelings, the pain, the emotions, all of the things away. And the article also did ask, who are you, or who were you becoming? And for me, I was definitely not looking so good. I was finishing bottles every single night. Full bottles, didn't matter if it was one other person with me or two, like that bottle was done. Every morning was gonna be a shitty morning. Like I felt like shit, I was tired, working through the day was just treacherous. There was no control being had, whatsoever, unfortunately. And bottles were being finished, and it was about fucking time for a change. If we were being totally honest, and it's been kind of cool to see the progress, like I already talked about in the beginning of this. It's been really cool to see just me kind of change, and how my mental has improved, because I wanted to be drunk all the time. I didn't want to be in my own thoughts. And now obviously, a drink sounds good every once in a while, and definitely on the weekends are really hard. And I definitely have to stay occupied, and I do get way more bored. But alcohol isn't necessary, and I understand that, and I'm coming to realize that more. And I do like how my brain works when I am sober for an extended period of time. So that's very lucky. And so, like I've always said, is complete sobriety even completely necessary? Question mark. I want to say no, but people would fight me on that, and that's literally, again, why we're here. But the article, from another article from Psychology Today, says no, not in all cases. Complete sobriety is not always completely necessary. And so it says that if you can actively resist the impulses to drink excessively, then you might be good to go. So I thought about this in a way that I could use it as a tool. So when you're out and about, let's say you're at the bar and you go and you order a shot and then you order a beer and you drink and you have your meal, right? Or you get something to eat too. And so after that shot and that beer, you're feeling really good, blah, blah, blah. And then you start taking a bunch more shots. What if right before taking all of those shots, you could have had a thought in the front of your head that was basically saying, what if I didn't take all these shots and I could actually be making sure that my day tomorrow was going to go great. I'm going to feel great. I'm going to have my whole mental is going to be there. Like, if you actually at the front of your brain actually thought about the current and future success of your health and like just the way you could do your job better the next day, if you could legit think about it before you went hard in the paint, like if you could just think about it. I know it sounds like a hard tool to use, but I'm actually going to try it. I'll give you feedback if I actually can do it. Because once you kind of have those first few, it's way more fun to take more. So I fully understand that. And the hardest part when I drink is that I just don't give a fuck. So it's just going to be, all of this is just a test. As of right now, I am not drinking at all. So I can't test any of these things, but I know I'm going to because it's in the notes. So, anyways, being conscious, it just may be beneficial. So that's something we can all try. And again, from the article and myself, this is not advice for any severe alcoholics. This is advice just for somebody that's looking to control their spiritual, physical, mental health and progress and like not hinder it. And thinking about how many days I have hindered every single one of those things all at once. It's unfathomable because 15 years of just drinking, it adds up to a lot of hindrances. So, but the best part is that there's time to fix all these things and like there's time to learn and grow and hopefully be able to drink and not black out and like not feel like shit all the time. And yeah, so I have time and so do you. And that's where we stand. So I do have a tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this for today? And it is number 8. Tips, tricks, and this. Tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this? Number 8 is find purpose. So finding something that makes you more excited than alcohol, than drinking, than getting drunk, than blacking out is so important. So finding something that makes you more excited than that, it takes thought and it takes some effort, but everyone has a purpose. Everyone's here for a reason. If you haven't found it yet, you will. And if you have found it, hell yes, because honestly, I never really wanted to help anybody, barely even myself. So having this has brought in like an entire new light, and it's given me something to think about, to focus on. I want to be better. I want to help anyone else that wants to be better. And I never really even thought about that before. So this is, finding purpose is going to change the route of your life and it's going to feel really good. And I feel like all you really need to do is think about it. So set a goal. Try and think about it. Work with yourself, not against yourself, because you got this. If I got this, you got this. So we can take it from here. And I'll see you next time.